And on behalf of the Village of Cary and the Board of Zoning, Planning, and Appeals, I'd like to hereby call this meeting to order on this Thursday, July the 13th, 2023, at approximately 7 p.m. And we have a quorum of members. But before we call the roll, I'm going to ask Mayor Koenig to swear in two of our members, Ms. Julie Cassiter and Ms. Holly Phelps. Welcome back, and congratulations to both of you. We welcome you back on the committee, and I'm not sure, Mayor, how you want to do this alphabetically. Yeah? All right.
Start with alphabetical, Julie.
All right. And if it's okay, I'm going to take a couple of pics. How's that?
Absolutely. Where's Courtney? Or where's Dave? You ready for this? Yeah. Okay. It's very simple. Yeah. Repeat after me. Raise your right hand. Say, I, Julie Cassiter, having been appointed to the office of the Board of Zoning, Planning, and Appeals in the Village of Cary, in the County of McHenry aforesaid, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of Illinois, and I will faithfully discharge the duties of the Office of Board of Zoning, Planning, and Appeals to the best of my ability. Congratulations. Welcome to the team. This one, you get to sign as well. This is suitable for framing from home. I think all these guys have it on their foyer.
If you walk in,
Right?
put it on the front door when I know.
I came across mine when I moved.
Right.
Holly helps. It's just like old times.
I know.
Welcome back, Holly.
You should know this by heart, right? I, Holly Phelps, having been appointed to the office of the Board of Zoning, Planning, and Appeals in the Village of Cary, in the County of McHenry aforesaid, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of Illinois, that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the Office of the Board of Zoning, and Appeals to the best of my ability. Congratulations. Welcome back. Yes. They framed really nicely. Hobby Lobby does a good job.
Dollar store.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, sir.
And Mayor Koenig, if you would thank the elected officials on our behalf, but also I want to say publicly thank you very much for the support that you've provided to all of us here at the committee. We've appreciated, and thank you for your help getting these two lovely ladies here. We have a little bit more diversity now on the board, so I think that's a great thing. So thank
My
you.
pleasure. I love it.
Yeah.
As you know, I leave you guys alone. I don't get involved. I want the system to work flawlessly. I think it's, the board is a lot of faith in the ZPA. We have given you, through our processes, a lot of authority. And we trust the decisions that you make are for the best of the Village of Cary. So this is why you typically don't ever see a board member here. And I've been asked to come to a lot of them, and I say, no, that's not my, it's not to say I don't look at them. I pay attention, I watch the ones that I need to watch, but you guys do a great job, and we are very thankful that we have committed people that will represent the Village of Cary. So thank you very much, and welcome to Julie and Holly. They're awesome ladies. We're thrilled. Holly Phelps was on the board for many, many years, stepped off for a little bit, and we coached her back. So it'll be a good thing. So congratulations, Patrick. Thank you for all you do for the village, and I'll let you get on with your meeting.
Thank you very much, Mayor. Great to see you.
Thank
you.
All right.
Mayor,
Yes.
I think you should come to the same meetings the chief of police does.
Which is that?
Any of those little
get-togethers that we have every once in a while.
Yeah.
Those are the ones he wants to
Yeah.
No, we have, we'll have a very interesting meeting on next Tuesday. We have, it's a public hearing for, our proposed TIF district. And we've got a lot of things going on right now. There are so many things going on right now that it's crazy. You guys are gonna become very busy shortly. So we're excited about that, looking at these different opportunities that we have, to make, get us to that next level, you know, how Cary needs to be. You know, you hear about these things, and I'll tell you guys this, and I tell everybody else. Cary will always be Cary. We're not going to be a Mount Prospect, a Palatine, or an Arlington Heights. Yeah, those are good role models, and those we can pick and choose, but that's not the direction that we want.
We don't want to be Fox River Grove.
Well, all the municipalities, we all have our challenges, and, you know, we try to, you know, back each other up as much as possible, but, we're very good at finding the right developers and the right projects for the village. And we've got a great board right now that works really well together. We're going to take us to the next level, and so we're thankful that we have you guys, so I appreciate it. This is why we leave you alone, let you do what you do.
Thanks again, Mayor. We appreciate you. Thanks for the support.
Bye-bye.
All right, take care. Well, ladies, welcome. And just so I'm being transparent, everyone, I did ask Pat Jasper if they wouldn't mind coordinating with Julie, kind of as her mentor. And I'll leave it to your good judgment, Ms. Kelps, of whether or not we think we need to partner you with someone. But since you were on the board before, I didn't think that was necessary, but
Okay.
we'll leave it to your judgment. Okay? If you'd
I'll
like-
run to Jim.
There you go. As I do. So,
Right.
no, you'll be in good company. So, all righty. So without further to do, we do need to now call the meeting to order by roll call, please.
Graziano?
Here?
Jasper?
Here,
Helps?
Here.
Kretschmer?
Here.
O'Laughlin? Williams?
Here.
Cassiter?
Here.
Corey?
Here. Thank you very much, Mr. Simmons. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I invite you to rise with us for the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. Thank you very much, everyone. So before we begin our formal meeting in the first petition, we have a couple of meeting minutes to approve. And ladies, just so you know, this may be a little bit different for even you, Holly. I usually do it by voice vote. The old days, we used to do it, you know, by a roll call. And just so you know, both of you, you're welcome to vote on the meeting minutes, even though you weren't here. And you can do it one of two ways. You can either say yes, aye, or nay, or you can abstain. That's your choice. There's other members that I think that are in attendance tonight that may have missed this last meeting, and they too are in the same boat. They weren't physically here, but they can approve the minutes if they choose to. So that's kind of the protocol. So before I call that motion via voice vote, I'm just going to double check that anyone has any questions about the meeting minutes, both for April the 13th. There were two petitions, one for 20 Northwest Highway, and the other one was 106, 124 East Main Street. All right, then. Via voice vote, those are in agreement of approving the meeting minutes for April the 13th, 2023, the ZPA case 03002. Please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, and then the second one we need to approve is April the 13th, 2023, ZPA case 03001. That was on 106 through 124 East Main Street. Those in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay, thank you very much. And now to our petitioner. We were meeting informally before, sir, but I just want to say publicly, thank you for your patience as we swore in our new members tonight. The way the process worked is precisely as Mr. Simmons articulated it. One is that he's going to give us an overview of the case, and then upon conclusion, members of the ZPA may have questions for Mr. Simmons. Once we conclude that portion of the meeting, we'll turn it over to yourself to add any additional comments or color you have for the application. Members of the ZPA may have specific questions for you about the application. Once we conclude that portion of the meeting, we open up the public. You can see there's no one here beside yourself, but that's part of the process. We close that part of the meeting. ZPA takes a vote, and you need 4 positive votes for this to pass tonight. And it is a ZPA final case, so in other words, if it's approved tonight, you can move forward with your project. So that's kind of the background, and before I turn it over to Mr. Simmons, I just want to check with our members here if anyone has questions about this before we turn it over. Okay, so without further ado, over to you, Mr. Simmons.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As mentioned, or the request this evening is for 201 Janice Road building, the True Value Manufacturing facility. They are seeking approval for a new wall sign, a variance to increase the maximum size permitted for that sign. Little overview of the property. It is zoned M Limited Manufacturing. As mentioned, they were seeking the variance request this evening. The property was annexed into the village back in 1973 as part of the Cary Point Industrial Park. Shortly thereafter, the existing facility was constructed in 1975. It's had various improvements performed to it over the lifetime that it's been within the village, but most recently, the facility did go through our zoning process to receive conditional use approval for a new monument sign along Jandis Road that included an electronic message center, which was approved by the village back in 2019. The proposal this evening, True Value is seeking to replace their existing wall sign, which is near their entrance on the west side of the building. They're seeking to install a larger sign that would include different brands that are produced on the property or that the company has recently acquired. So they're looking to revise their advertising from a standpoint to advertise the existing brands that are part of their company. As proposed, the wall sign will measure 252 square feet in size, which covers roughly a little over 2% of the building facade that will be installed. Per code, the maximum size for a wall sign is 72 square feet in area, or 5% of the building frontage, whichever of those two numbers is less. However, within the same section of the UDO, the code does grant my position the authority to grant an increase of up to 2 times the maximum sign area for buildings which are set back over 200 feet from the roadway. In this particular case, the facade that the sign would be installed on is roughly 295 feet from Jandis Road, so that would warrant an increase in the proposed or signage that would be permitted. But again, since the petitioner is proposing a sign of 252 square feet, it does exceed the maximum that staff can approve administratively. As indicated on this slide, the proposed sign would be about 3.5 times what the maximum size would be for the 72 square feet, but would be roughly 50% more than what the maximum size is that I would be able to administratively. Within the code, there are various standards that need to be met to support a variance, which are summarized in this slide. The petitioner did provide information in their petition for how they believe the sign would comply with the standards. Based off staff's review, staff believes that the sign overall will not be overly obtrusive due to the size of the building. Again, the proposed sign will be approximately 2% of the facade area that will be affixed to. So the scope and scale of the sign will fit in with the character of the area. It will not significantly alter the character of the locality. In this case, should the ZPA determine that the various standards have been met, it is recommended that the ZPA this evening approve a motion to grant a variance to increase the maximum area for a wall sign from 144 square feet, which is the maximum that staff could approve administratively, to 252 square feet for the property located at 201 Jandis Road, subject to the 2 conditions listed on the staff report and showed on this slide. This, per the section 9.36 of the UDO, a recent amendment that we did a few years ago, this request would be final at this level. So any motion that is made this evening will be the final decision for the village regarding the sign. I'll be happy to answer your questions the board may have.
Thanks very much, Mr. Simmons. Ladies and gentlemen, questions for Mr. Simmons? So, Mr. Simmons, I have one. I see that we stated that property owners within 250 feet were advised that the village receive any calls or communication.
Not regarding this petition.
So if we don't have any questions for Mr. Simmons, we'll invite the petitioner now, and just so you know the protocol, when you step to the podium, if you wouldn't mind stating your name and address for the record. If you don't know, this does get recorded so other people can see it.
No problem. Rich White, I'm the marketing manager for the paint company. It's 201 Jandis Road in Cary. I've been with the company 32 years. When I started with the company, we only sold True Value hardware stores. I started what we call our toll filling division, which is called General Paint and Manufacturing, where today we toll for Sherwin-Williams, Behr, PPG, most flood, most manufacturers in the industry have been able to take advantage of the size and scope of our facility and the capacity that we have, and we're really not a competitor to them, so it's been a good fit. But over the last 2 years, we've been lucky enough to acquire 2 companies, and that's really why we're seeking the sign update. We acquired a company a year ago called Magic Paints, and if you ever go into Menards or if you go to Tractor Supply, they're kind of the leader in the farm and ag business for like barn paints and tractor and implement paint, and they sell a lot of other people. And then this year, we were already manufacturing a lot of products for a company called Shoreline. Shoreline is an applicator company, and they sold to basically everyone in multiple industries in that. And they went through bankruptcy, and so we were able to acquire their assets and the name and that. So we're now manufacturing not only for True Value, for all the private label people, but we're also manufacturing for Shoreline and Magic Paints and that. So we've got a lot of different customers that are coming to our facility to tour and that. And it just seems like the sign's outdated because the people that were never coming there before aren't coming there for True Value. They're coming there for Magic, or they're coming there for Shoreline and that. So we just want to get kind of the front of the building cleaned up a little bit and much more adaptable to what our current business model is.
Thank you very much, Mr. White. That's helpful. Before you adjourn, sir, I just want to double check with the members to see if there's any questions that they may have for yourself.
Just have a couple.
Go ahead, Mr. Jasper.
Yeah.
First off, is the sign illuminated?
No.
Okay. Second, looking at the photograph I have here, the background, the main part of the sign, blends in. I can't tell if it's a gray or a green or whatever. That's not changing. That will stay.
No, it's like it's a difficult substrate with those rocks on there.
Yeah.
So it's made to be like an iron looking or gray looking facade
So
that
you're
just
not
kind
gonna put a fluorescent yellow or?
no, it'll look exactly as it is
Okay,
proposed.
thank you.
Sure.
Just bear with me a second. Just want to double check with the members if anyone else has questions. Mr. White, I'll ask the question that I asked Mr. Simmons. Did you receive any feedback from any of your neighbors that you notified about what you're doing for this project? And was there any conflicting comments about what you're proposing to do?
We have not received any feedback.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. White. All right, so at this time, I will open it up to the public, and for the record, there is no one besides Mr. White sitting in the audience. So I will close the public portion of the meeting. And before I call the motion, does anyone have any questions that they'd like to discuss further before I call? The chair will entertain a motion to approve a variance to increase the maximum area for a wall sign from 144 square feet to 252 square feet for the property located at 201 Jandis Road, subject to the conditions listed in the staff report, and I'll read those into the record. Number one, the wall sign, including the location size of the sign, shall substantially conform to the plans and exhibits submitted as part of this petition, except as they may be revised to conform to village code requirements and all conditions of approval. Two, the wall sign shall not exceed more than 252 square feet in area.
So moved. Second.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Mr. Simmons, would you call the roll?
Sure. Williams,
Yes.
Kretschmer,
Yes.
Phelps,
Yes.
Jasper,
Yes.
Graziano,
Yes.
Corey.
Yes. Mr. White, you have a favorable recommendation, and just so we're being transparent with you, the reason why Ms. Hastetter could not vote, she's our 8th associate member, and that role can't vote on a variance. She can vote on virtually everything else, but this is one of those things that she cannot vote on. That's why we didn't call her name, so just so you're aware. All right, so we'll wish you continued success over True Value with your partners. And I think, as you may have heard us say earlier, that this is a final vote, so you can move forward with your project. But I would recommend that you stay in close coordination with Mr. Simmons, who can probably help you move through the process quicker than I can.
Very good.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Good luck this weekend.
Congratulations.
Have a
Continued success.
good Saturday, right?
Yeah, Saturday, we're having our anniversary sale at our retail environment, so from 10 to 2, there'll be food truck, ice cream, and we're, got a bunch of sales in that. I'm sure Lynn's gonna be blasting it out,
All right.
so
Nice to meet you.
everyone's welcome.
All right, well,
Have a great
thank you.
weekend.
Good parties.
All right, so before we conclude, I really do want to formally welcome you ladies. This has been a long time coming. We've been talking as a committee that we need a little bit more diversity, and apparently we've gained it. So thank you for stepping up. Thank you for stepping forward. I think this is going to be great. Welcome back. Congratulations to you, Julie. And I don't know, gentlemen, if you have any other questions. I think my question for Mr. Simmons would be is that, do we have anything coming down the pike?
We'll have a meeting in August, another sign request, so that's the only case that we have right now. There will be a meeting in August regarding a conditional use permit for a sign.
Okay. That's it? All right, the chair will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second.
Meeting adjourned. Oh, one under your belt, Julie. There you go.
Short and sweet.
Doesn't get any more exciting than this.